When a leader makes a choice, it doesn't stay at the top. The priorities and the character of a single person at the helm eventually trickle down, shaping the direction and the destiny of an entire nation. This chain reaction is the central focus of 1 Kings. As the 11th book of the Bible, it marks a pivot point where the history of the Israelites changes forever. The story begins at the end of King David's life. He is handing over a united, wealthy empire to his son, Solomon. At this moment, the future of the kingdom rests on Solomon's shoulders. The stability of the state now depends on the integrity of this new leader and the choices he makes in his first days on the throne. Early in his reign, Solomon is given the opportunity to ask God for anything he desires. He bypasses requests for wealth or power, asking instead for the wisdom to govern his people with an understanding heart. This decision sets off a series of positive events. Under Solomon's early leadership, Israel enters an era of peace and international influence, becoming a hub of trade and diplomacy. The defining project of this era is the construction of the Temple in Jerusalem. It was a massive undertaking that drew on the labor of tens of thousands of craftsmen and materials from across the region. The temple was more than a landmark. It was the physical center of their religious life, the place where the people met with God and confirmed their commitment to their laws. By aligning his early administration with these values, Solomon brought the nation to a level of economic and political prosperity it had never reached before. But as Solomon ages, the pursuit of maintaining that massive empire begins to pull him away from his original vision. Absolute power and immense wealth start to shift his priorities. He begins forming hundreds of political marriages with foreign princesses to secure trade routes and prevent wars through family alliances. These treaties bring a change in culture. To please his wives, Solomon builds shrines for foreign gods, introducing state-sponsored idolatry into the very heart of the kingdom. To fund his increasingly lavish lifestyle and massive building projects, Solomon imposes heavy taxes and drafts his own people into a system of forced labor. The same king who built the nation's greatest structures was now creating the internal pressure that would eventually tear them apart. When Solomon dies, his son Rehoboam takes the throne. Immediately, a delegation of citizens arrives with a request: lighten the heavy load of taxes and labor that Solomon had demanded, and they will serve him faithfully. Rehoboam ignores the counsel of his elders. He tells the people that if his father's rule was heavy, his will be even more brutal, promising harsher discipline and even higher demands. The kingdom fractures. The unity that had lasted generations disappears. 10 northern tribes rebel and secede, forming Israel under Jeroboam. Only 2 tribes stay loyal to David's family, forming the southern kingdom of Judah, keeping the capital and temple. In just one generation, the arrogance of a new leader permanently split the empire into 2 competing states. The following decades are marked by instability. A long line of kings takes the throne in both nations, and the original vision of the kingdom begins to fade. While a few kings in the south try to return to their roots, every king in the northern kingdom of Israel fails to keep the covenant, leading their people further into corruption. The north eventually abandons its laws entirely, making idolatry the official policy of the state. As the leadership in the palace fails, a different kind of voice emerges. These were the prophets, men and women who lived outside the political system and arrived to hold the kings accountable to the law. Elijah is the most prominent of these voices. He appears during the reign of Ahab, a king who had pushed the nation into widespread spiritual and moral decline. When the institutions of power refuse to correct themselves, the truth has to come from someone standing outside the gates. This tension leads to a public confrontation on Mount Carmel. Elijah stands alone against hundreds of state-supported prophets who represent the false god Baal. It is a test to show a divided and confused nation where the real authority lies. Both sides are to prepare a sacrifice and wait to see which god answers with fire. While the other prophets fail, Elijah prays, and fire falls from heaven, consuming his offering and the stone altar itself. This moment showed the people that even when their leaders had compromised and failed, the foundation they had walked away from was still real. The story of 1 Kings shows that the strength of a nation isn't found in its treasury or its military. According to this record, the survival of the people is tied to whether their leaders have the integrity to remain faithful to the values they were chosen to protect.